Hey guys, welcome back. Don't mind the mess of my hair. Currently past hair wash day and I just haven't had the energy to wash it, so this is what we're dealing with. And I hope you can see me okay. I'm currently sitting on a blanket and 2 pillows, so I hope I'm in frame. Today I'm doing something a little bit different because if you saw my video I think 3 weeks ago, I've been hit with the G, also known as glandular fever. So I haven't done anything to vlog. Considering I've been down with the G for a month now, a bit over a month I think, I've been doing some reading in my time. So I thought, you know what, let's just do a book review. Oh, let me get my iPad so I can give you my proper book reviews. Okay, so on my iPad, I've got the books I read last year, but not the books I read this year for some reason. So we're just gonna have to go with it, I guess. I thought for a little bit of fun, I could add in some of the books I read towards the end of last year, and then also the ones that I read with the G. Oh, I'm missing one, it's up there. There's 10 books, okay? So get excited, guys. The first book we have is Out on a Limb. Now, there's a hair on it. My best friend Chloe and I, we read this together, and it was a very fun experience, I will say that. Bo, the main character, is like the greenest flag guy you'll ever read. Pretty much, without giving any spoilers, these two get together at a party and she ends up pregnant with his baby, and you know what, it's just a bit of fun. It is. It's a really cute storyline. I love her and her best friend. I forgot what her best friend's called, but they do this thing called worst case scenario. Whenever she's like freaking out, they go, let's play worst case scenario, and they just list off the worst case scenarios, and I'm like, that's so fun. So I should start implementing that, shouldn't I? I liked how in the chapters underneath it will say how many weeks pregnant she is and the size of the baby. That was really cute. The only thing I didn't really care for was I don't want to spoil it, but there's like in the epilogue, I don't even know if I'm saying that word right. I don't know, I just didn't really care for what happened after the book finishes, which is weird for me because usually I love an epilogue. I'm like, yes, give me a bit more of what happens in the future, but for this one I was just like, I don't really care. And I don't know why I felt like that, but I'm pretty sure for some reason this one isn't on my iPad. I gave this I think I gave it a 4 or a 4.5 stars. The author is very inclusive. It says here of diverse, disabled, marginalized and LGBTQIA plus people. And this story, she has like, I think she calls it her tiny hands, and I believe I read in the back that the author has a tiny hand too, and that's what she calls it or something like that. I can't remember exactly. Also, I hate the baby name they chose. Anyways, well, it's cute with the story, but like taken out of context, I'm like, I hate that baby name. Anyways, next book. This book, Collide, was suggested to me by my friend Chloe again. It's a hockey romance. You know what? I'm telling you, after Icebreaker, why is everyone writing a hockey romance? But tell me why all of them all hit the spot. I liked this book. I kind of forgot the name. Summer and Aiden. Oh yeah. I thought they were cute together. The only thing that kind of annoyed me was when she was like, oh, I need my caffeine, I need my chai. I'm like, girl, like, it just reminded me of, like, every time I read it, it reminded me of 2 things. One, the people who are like, oh, I'm not like other girls, and 2, millennials that are like, I can't do anything without my morning coffee. And so every time I read that, I just cringed a little bit inside. I hate to say it, but other than that, the story was cute. She is like a psych student and he's the captain of the hockey team, and some stuff goes down, and because he's the captain, he like takes responsibility for it even though he didn't do it, and then as like punishment, he has to be the subject of her psych paper, And I thought it was pretty realistic, like the way, I don't know how to explain it. I was just like, yeah, that's a typical, we don't have a lot of hockey around here, but I was like, that's a typical sport guy, you know, well written. This one I think I gave 4 stars. I enjoyed it. Guys, this next book, I still have some trauma from it. And I feel so bad. This book, guys. First of all, signed copy. That's fun. Second of all, tell me why it was the most boringest book I've ever read. Nothing against this person. And you know what makes it worse, guys, is that it was the first book of my book club that Chloe and I tried to start. And then why did we get the duddest book on the list? As we were so excited, I'm telling you, I think I even have a clip that I could insert here that we were like, oh, we are praying, because we used a spinner to pick the book. We're like, oh, we're praying it lands on Murder on North Terrace, and tell me why it did. All right, are you going? Mm-hmm. Hey guys, welcome to the book club wheel spin. This is for the month of November. I'm nervous. It's our first ever spin. Oh my gosh. What are we gonna read? Oh my gosh, guys. Chloe and I said we hope it lands on North Terrace. Yes! Get it from Dimmix. Signed copies. Alright, see you in book club. And tell me why literally everyone hated the book. It was just, I wanted to DNF this book so bad, but then I'm like, no, I'm the leader of book club. Like, this is the first book. I have to finish it. I was the only one who finished it out of like 12 of us in the book club. Guys, just like nothing happened. Like, and it's set in Adelaide, so we were all pumped. We're like, hell yeah. Like, I knew the places where they mentioned, well, it's set in like the 1917. So I was like, I can like picture it loosely in my mind, and I was so excited because it's a crime book and I love crime books. Oh my gosh, like every single time something even sort of mysterious happened, then the chapter would end, it would change perspectives, and it would just go back to nothing happening. Like, I'm telling you, in the entire 300 and something pages, about this much was probably exciting crime stuff. And it sucks too, because it was about the first 2 policewomen to have the same arresting rights as men. And so I had such high hopes. Yeah, inspired by the true story of Australia's pioneering policewoman Kate Cox. And tell me why I went on Goodreads. Everyone loved the book. 5 stars everywhere. I thought, now I know we didn't read the same book, but I'm thinking maybe this is more so written for people perhaps not 19 to 23 years old. Perhaps more, I don't even want to say my mum's age, because I think she would find this book boring. Perhaps my nan's age, respectfully. But guys, I think I gave this a 2-star because I felt bad, but honestly, I'd give it like a 0.5. Actually, let's give it a 1. I'd give it 0.5 because it was fun reading places that I know, and a 0.5 because I'm proud of Kate Cox paving the way for other policewomen. But other than that, don't read it. Next, we have Swept Away by Beth O'Leary. I really liked this book. I will say parts of it, I was like, it's kind of dragging a bit. But then it really picked up probably halfway through the book, and I was hooked. Pretty much what happens is one night they have a one-night stand on a houseboat. Some stuff happens with the houseboat. I don't think that's on the back, so I won't spoil it. But then the houseboat floats out to sea and they're stuck out at sea. And that was just fun. Okay, it really was. I quite enjoyed this book. The only thing that I did not like about this book was the plot twist at the end. Now, I don't want to spoil that, but I was just like, when I read it, like, it just was such an unnecessary plot twist, which made the epilogue so, like, I was reading it, I was like, huh? Like, it just gave me the ick, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, just stop reading before that happens. But I really liked this book. And, guys, not to brag, but it's kind of a big book. I don't really read big books. Yeah, it was fun reading all the different challenges they have to overcome. And Eugene, the seagull, he's so fun. I love him. I believe I gave this one a 4. It might have even been a 5-star. But if I did put it as a 5-star, I'm taking it down to 4 because of the ending. Now, so they're all the books I read last year. Now we're on to the books I read this year. The first one is, it's up there if you can see it, above Winnie the Pooh. The Little Prince. That was such a cute book. I think I gave it 4 stars. It's a kid's book. It's like a classic kid's book. And one of our friends, he says that's his favorite book. So I was like, well, I gotta read it. And he was onto something. It was really cute. I wish though, towards the end I started annotating, and I wish I did that from the start. So I'll probably have to reread it because there's just some really cute quotes and stuff in there. And it was only like 95 pages or something. So on to the G reading list. I'm gonna go in order, I think, of how I read them. This book, Better Than the Real Thing, I actually started before I got the G, so I kind of lied to you, but this is actually the debut book from Brooke Crawford. She is an Australian author, and I really liked this book. Pretty much what happened, okay, count how many times I say pretty much what happens, but anyways, pretty much what happens is this is Netta, and she finds a notebook of an Australian, I think he's a rock star, or pretty much a celebrity musician, yeah, Mo. She finds his childhood diary in the house she's living in with her current boyfriend. Side note, we hate boyfriend. She gets in touch with Mo's agent, and he asks for her to fly to the UK to return it because he lives in the UK now, and she does. Goes through the perspective of each person, and it was just so cute. They'd go do something like really cute, and then in one perspective they'll be like, oh, that was such a fun date, I don't know if they think it's a date, and then you swap to the other perspective and they're thinking the exact same thing, and you're just like, come on guys, get together. It's kind of got the fake dating trope in there, which I'm a sucker for. I hate to say it. I really liked it because it was also realistic. I know it's not that realistic dating a musician, but the way the end of the book before the epilogue, I should Google. Hey Google, how do you say epilogue?
That's pronounced epilogue.
Oh, I'm saying it right. Before the epilogue, I thought, I don't want to spoil it, but I thought it was going to go one way, and I'm so glad it didn't. I'm so glad they put in a realistic ending that was like mature, and I thought to myself, Brigetta, you need to start being like that. You need to start being like Netta. So I gave this book a 4 stars, and I would recommend it. And I thought it was very good for the debut book. Trisha Stringer, she's the one who influenced me to buy it, because I went to this birthday party of my local bookshop, and the Queen was there, and she gave her, I think it was her top 4 books of the year, and every single one of them sounded iconic. So guess what I did? I bought them all, and I have them back there that I'm gonna read, because guys, I forgot to mention, I have this goal this year to read every single book I own before I buy a new one, because I need to save money. I've got 30 books to read. I've read 6 so far. Anyways, besides the point, on to the next book. This book my best friend Chloe gave to me for Christmas or my birthday. I don't know. It was, oh wait, oh no, She also gave me this hockey romance, which my birthday is close to Christmas, so I can't remember which one was birthday and which one was Christmas, but thank you so much to my queen, my bae. But Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I don't know how to say her name. But this book, first of all, my bae. She wrote, I don't want you to read it, but she wrote me a little note in the front there. And she went through and she put some annotations from when she first read the book. Like, all the pink stuff highlighted is hers. And then I was also annotating. Mine was orange. But, oh, the bang. This book, like, I actually have no words. I loved this book so much. And it's a series too, so I should watch the series. But it was funny. It was relatable. It was just everything. And it made me realize towards the end, she talks about how in her 20s she spent most of it just with her female friends, and they're her greatest loves of all time. And it made me think, you know what, that's how I want to spend my 20s. Like, I don't care about dating is too much hard work for me. I'm just going to concentrate on my friends, because friends are for life. Men, they come and they go. So just love it. It's a non-fiction, but it reads like a fiction book, because I don't think I'm much of a non-fiction reader, but this, I was hooked. In the acknowledgements, she talks about her friend Farley, or Fairly, I don't know, and says, you always will be my favorite love story, which is her best friend. I'm like, that's so cute, because I feel the same. I just love this book. I feel like I'm not really giving you much about the books. I'm just telling you I loved it. Except for Murder on North Terrace. But anyways, the next book we have is a thriller, fiction/thriller, and it is 50/50 by Steve Kavanaugh. I loved this book. I read through it in a day. So it's in the series, Eddie Flynn series. He's a DA, and I've read the book 13, which was amazing. That was my first book I've read by Steve Kavanaugh. This is only the second, but I have one right there ready to go. It's about two sisters whose father has been, you know what I mean? They both call 911 at the same time to report the other sister is the one who did it. You follow Eddie talking to the sister he gets put with, and then you follow the court case. Oh, there was this one section of the book where, I don't want to spoil it, but the whole time I was on the edge of my seat reading it, because it was like flipping through 3 different perspectives of what you think is going on, and then it flips to the actual perspective of this person. Girl. Mr. Kavanaugh, you really got me there. You did. I gave this a 4.5 because I loved it, but I guessed the plot twist. So that's why I took 0.5 off, because I was like, either I'm a detective or it was not as as 13 was. So 4.5, I recommend. Very, very good. Next, we have the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. This was a cute book. It's in the Dream Harbor series. The first book, which I have 2 copies of. I have the hard copy and the normal copy. The first book is the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I loved this book. This was 5 stars. It was the first time I read a book where I was like, I am the main character. Like, she had the same personality traits as me. And that was the first time I've ever read a book where I felt like that. So I loved this book. I also have the other 2 out of 3 books that are in the series, and one is getting released in May. So this is the second book. It follows another 2 of the characters who were in the first book as they fall in love. It starts off with a bit of a mystery, and it has a little bit of a mystery throughout, because someone's like leaving her notes in books. And so she asked the cute fisherman that she has a crush on to help her find out who's doing it. And they have this summer of fun before her 30th birthday. It was cute. I liked them together, but also it was a bit like every time they hung out, it was just ended up as like a spicy scene. And so half the time I'm like, their relationship really hasn't developed into much. You know, it was just a bit like the first book wasn't like that. So I guess I was just a bit disappointed. I gave it 3 stars just because every time they hung out, I was like, why am I reading this again? So towards the end, I just started like skimming over those scenes because I was like, I just don't care. You know? Like I wanted a bit more of actual relationship. But it was still a cute book. The next book in the series is The Christmas Tree Farm, which they set up nicely in this book. Laurie Gilmore. Also, I found out that I think this is a stage name because she also publishes books under a different name, or like writes books under a different name. So I feel kind of lied to if this isn't her real name. But yeah, it was a cute book. I probably wouldn't pick up and read it again like I would The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, but I've read worse. And the final book that I read with the G, I had such high hopes because look how pretty the cover is. And unfortunately, it just felt a bit flat. This is Love Like the Falling Petals. It follows Haruto and Masaki, and she gets diagnosed with fast forward disease, where she ages dozens of times quicker than a regular person does. It was cute, but again, like the relationship really wasn't developed at all. So I didn't feel that connected to the characters when the ending comes around. I was prepared for my heart to be ripped out of my chest and like stomped on by this book, but it just wasn't. And now I don't know, because this was originally written in Japanese, I believe. So I don't know if with the translation it just didn't hit the same as it would in the original language. It was still cute, but I found myself a lot of the time just reading to get through the book, you know? So I gave this also 3 stars because it was cute. It was different to anything else I've really read, and I'm gonna keep it because the cover is just so cute, but probably wouldn't pick up and read again, which is unfortunate because I was very hyped about this book. Both Chloe and I were, because we saw it and we were like, that's the prettiest book I've ever seen in my life. I thought just to finish this book, to finish this video off, even though it's probably like 45 minutes long and all I've said was pretty much what happened was, and I loved this book, I thought I would tell you the books I'm reading now. So I started Matchmaking for Psychopaths, which I know I say psychopath wrong, it's psychopath, but I just can't I can't rewire my brain to say psychopath. I'm only like 30 pages into this book. So far it's funny, but I haven't been hooked yet. And therefore I also started, which side note, look at my book bag that I made. I also started the Let Them theory, which was very, like, everyone and their dog was reading this in 2024, I think it was. And so far, I don't know. Tell me why I'm a bit skeptical of this lady. I don't know what it is. I read her story and half of me is like, I've spoken to someone about, not this book, but just being like, let them think that. And I know that it's helpful But part of me, I don't know why, I'm just skeptical of this lady. Sorry, Mel Robbins. I don't mean to be a hater, but there's just something in my gut that's like, who is this lady? You know? I don't know. But anyways, they're the 2 books I'm currently reading. Don't know when I'll finish them because uni goes back next week. But if you liked this video and you'd like me to do another book related video, let me know. I really don't, I feel like my personality just really doesn't come across in sit down videos like this, so as if it's a bit boring. Actually, no, I'm not sorry, because I have the jigger, I have glandular fever, so give me a break. Anyways, time to put these books back on my shelf, have a little nap, and then I'm going to my Nan and Pops for lunch. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you maybe next week for another vlog, maybe not, who knows, because I do have the G. Anyways, bye.